Joe and Jason on this Thursday. Wow. Man, do we have a lot to talk about. The Fed, as expected, cutting rates, but a whole lot more. And again, silver going to be closer to 100 or closer to 50 before the end of the year. I know it sounds absolutely insane. Come on, Joe. It barely hit 60 this week. It's the 11th of December. I mean, there's only 20 days. Well, it's a new all-time record high. What, silver's what? 63.25, and it might have been 63.50, 63, almost $64 for those of you that like to watch on TV. Silver, 63.85. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And we've kind of got a weird market and on Wall Street today. Oracle missed. It's got the AI stuff, a little bit on the back foot. The Dow is up almost 500 points. Yet the S&P and the NASDAQ are down. The S&P down 20, the NASDAQ down 225 because of Oracle. But yesterday, the Fed cuts rates. Okay? So we're at, take 3.5. Well, they like to do 3.5 to 3.25 now, right? This complicated stuff. Then everyone was trying to debate. Was this a hawkish cut? Was it a dovish cut? The vote was 9-3. 3 dissenters. We haven't had 3 dissenters in like 40 years. Right? I mean, that's going back there, right? The last time there was 3 dissenters at a Fed meeting. The other things that happened, though, were more important because the rate cut, it was happening. Jay Powell made it perfectly clear that nobody believes that there will be any rate hikes coming. None. Right? I guess there's like 19 of them, right? When you add up all these people. None of them. No. They feel like they're in a good spot right now. Essentially, let's just say what it is. Jay Powell left the door open for more. They're going to cut more. I'm just telling you. But they had their dot plot and all that, these totally worthless. If you would take dot plots and look at them, go back 3 years and look at the dot plots and what they thought was going to happen 2 years ago, they're never accurate. But they put them out there, and 1 to 2 more cuts is what's in the dot plot. What does that mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The big news, though, was they listened to Mark Cuban. They won't call it quantitative easing. Why? I don't know. Because literally, they just restarted quantitative. Matter of fact, not only are they restarting quantitative easing, they're starting it tomorrow. That is how bad the situation is in the repo markets. $40 billion a month, Jason. Now, Jay Powell said, well, excuse me, here's the problem. April 15th is coming. This is what you have to believe. Ready for the amount of manure Jay Powell was laying down for everybody. The reason why, we just ended quantitative tightening 11 days ago. And yesterday, 10 days ago. Of course, now granted, they were only doing like $5 billion. But we go right to $40 billion a month going to be added on the Fed's balance sheet. Reason given. April 15th is coming, and boy, a lot of big checks get written on April 15th, right? You got companies and people, right? You got to pay the government the tax. And, of course, that's only the rich people, right? By and large, the generally, the working hourly worker guy, yeah, he's not writing checks. Very few, right? They take them, I got me, my wife, my 2 kids, blah, 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 and they're hoping to get a refund, right? But the banks have no money. So Jay Powell was like, well, we got to go $40 billion because, we gotta get to the point where the banks, they're going to have a big outflow of money on April 15th. But then he said, because the balance sheet and the economy are kind of tied together. I'll tell you what he said. It's quantitative easing forever. Is that what Jay Powell said yesterday? We'll talk about it when we get back. 800-951-0592. I'll just say this. Get as much of your wealth. Remember, gold and silver. What is it for? Protects what you've already earned. We do gold and silver IRAs as well. Crazy what the Federal Reserve said yesterday, not only as far as, okay, quantitative easing's back, but we're not going to call it that. $40 billion starts tomorrow. Man, how much pressure is really in the repo market? Remember, the repo market, bad. Right now, the Dow up 488, the Nasdaq's down 250, the S&P's down 25. That's pretty much Oracle. The 10-year note, here we go, 412. They have now cut 1.75 basis points from starting in 2024 through today. The 10-year note is actually higher today than it was when they started. This is going to be a very big problem. By the way, the Fed is going to be buying short-term treasuries. Why? Because that's what the banks buy. That's why. The longer date treasuries, the Fed is not going to be buying at all. It's all going to be short-term debt. So the 20-year, the 30-year, the yield curve continuing to steepen here. The only good news, I think, is there's tons of oil out there. Oil's down $1, even though we seized a Venezuelan oil tanker. Here we go with that. I won't even get into it. Gold, TV, right? Now, remember, TV, they do the current contract. Right now, the current gold contract is a February contract. 42.82. Silver's a March contract, 63.90. Spot, which is what we like to deal in. Wow. Gold's up 30. 42.60. Silver up $1.75. 63.50. 63.50. So let's see. my public school education here, were $11.50 away from that $75. It's going to be close. Are we going to be above 75? Listen, there is a case, and I should say this. I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, monkeys need to fly out of my butt, right? And unicorns and rainbows for everybody for silver to be $100 in the next 20 days. It's not. This is supply and demand. And the bottom line is the paper markets are coming apart at the seams. And it's not going to, and the problem is, here's the problem with all the paper guys. I remember as gold was getting ready to hit $3,000, all these paper idiots, oh, well, the central banks are just going to stop buying. Yeah, no, that'll be way too expensive. Right, and of course, silver in the beginning of January of this year was in, $28, right? And I'm sitting there, I know you guys were thinking the same. It was like 100 ounces of silver to an ounce of gold, and everyone's like, when's gonna go? When is silver gonna go? When's it gonna go? By the way, 67 ounces of silver to an ounce of gold right now, just to let you know. And these same paper guys, at $40, it'll cool off. Of course, Jason and I told you. Man, did we tell you. Soon as silver breaks 40, the only question is how fast will it be 50?
Yeah, there was no $40 range silver. There was no $40 range silver. It was gone.
And here's the thing. The price doesn't matter for either gold or silver, because you know what they're saying about fiat money. It's frickin' worthless. How can we get rid of as much fiat money as we possibly can without taking the price parabolic? And we're going to sit there and try to convince ourselves that $4,260 gold, well, at least it's not parabolic. And they're right. It could be worse. It could be up 120% like silver is. It's only up, I don't know, what is gold up from a year ago? 57%. Right?
Right.
57%. Here's the thing about silver. I don't care if it's $40, $50, $60, $100, $200, dare I say $300. Guess what? Every server, every data warehouse, every AI still needs the same amount of silver regardless of what the price is. Wait a minute. You mean we can't control it by saying, well, the price is just too high, people are going to stop buying it anymore? Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I'm looking at gold here, $42.65 now. And Jay Powell says, this was the key thing I think he said yesterday. Forget about the fact that they brought QE back and went $40 billion. It's like, what the heck were you doing? for like the last 6 months. Why were you still insisting on quantitative tightening for dumb amounts? But here's what he said. He goes, well, our balance sheet needs to grow with the economy. What? Wait a minute. What textbook was that written in? You're essentially saying, hey, from here on out, we're just going to buy bonds forever. That was what Jay Powell said, because he did say this too. Everybody there forecasting growth for 2026. And I get it. It's so funny. They're like, well, why do you think that is, Jay Powell? And Jay Powell's like, well, the economy's very resilient and, a lot of, AI and this and that, right? I'm not kidding. I'm listening to him say this. You know what he didn't say? Because here's the truth. All of that was BS. You know what the truth is? Well, between us and the government, we're going to be spending boatloads of money. And don't worry, because, yes, I know inflation's higher, but it's just the tariffs, Jason. It's not the money printing. It's just the tariffs.
Yeah. They're now calling inflation growth, like almost out loud. I mean, that's all it's going to be. And yes, spending money spurs growth, but it also spurs inflation, which takes away from the growth. So I guess the whole idea is everyone feels better if they got more money and things are more expensive. I guess that's just the path that everybody has chosen. Hey, at least we'll have more sales. And look, I'm looking at it every day at this radio station. I keep hearing more stories and more stories. I'm not making sales. I don't have customers coming in. Mike Morris yesterday was saying he went to a huge gun show in Arizona, Joe, in your neck of the woods. He said it's a $100,000 show, and he goes, it was a $3,000 show just a week or two ago. That's what's going on. And Arizona's not Colorado. Arizona's not Colorado when it comes to the gun laws. Arizona's Arizona. It's not Colorado. So once again, another example, right, Joe, of just businesses aren't making money. So now you inject it. You inject a whole bunch of money in there. I mean, look at COVID. COVID proved that you can double the money supply, and everyone's happy until the inflation hits, Joe. So congratulations, Jay Powell. He predicted growth through the printing press. Awesome. I just can't wait to see what silver will be then.
Just incredible. And did any of the big hard questions, did any of them say, well, isn't it just growth via the printing press? Oh, no. No. And they were worried about jobs. Jay Powell, this is not the first time that he has said this, but said the jobs numbers are wildly overinflated, according to Jay Powell. And you know what? Everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, it was hilarious. What do you mean? And, of course, what is he talking about? The government's jobs numbers. Hey, if the government said we created 60,000 jobs, Jay Powell said it probably was zero. That the jobs numbers are wildly overinflated. I don't know. I don't, jobless claims today, we got them today, 236,000. That's not horrible. But is that number right? I don't know. Jay Powell says the jobs numbers are wildly inaccurate, and the concern is the slowdown in the jobs market, not inflation. And the reason why they're not worried about inflation is because printing more money doesn't mean inflation, even though that is the definition of inflation. Nope. Instead, it's just the tariffs and we think that, in the next 6 to 9 months, it'll start going down again. So, guys, don't worry. Don't worry. The next 6 or 9 months, miraculously, despite all the money printing, somehow the inflation number will get better. Now, let's face it. If crude oil can go down, then maybe we have a chance. But I don't know. We'll have to see, Jason. That was the big news from the Fed. Quantitative easing forever because, our balance sheet needs to grow with the economy. And, by the way, don't worry about inflation because the jobs numbers are just inaccurate. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Thursday. $20 gold pieces. $43.95. Do you know that's 3% over spot? That's it. Crazy. Buy 10 or more, $43.75. Makes it about 2.5%. Silver. Man. Where do I start? Okay. Let's just go through this. You can pre-order 2026s. By the way, Jason went out there and looked for me this morning because I wanted to make sure that we were priced really well. A case of 2026. Yesterday, a case was $34,750. That's gone. This morning, it was $35,750. That's gone. So, $36,125. If you want to pre-order rolls of 2026 Silver Eagles, $1,450. You have to pay for them now. And by now, like normal time, right? Drop a check in the mail or drop it off to Jason, drop it off here at Patriot. And in about 6 weeks or so, we'll call you to come get them. Backdated Silver Eagles. There are no sealed cases of backdated Silver Eagles available to me at this moment. We do have rolls of Silver Eagles. Remember, the mint's going to close. Well, it may have. It's probably closed.
Yeah.
That's my guess, right? So they're getting ready for 2026. So I don't know what the supply of Silver Eagles is going to be in the last 3 weeks here of December, and then the first several weeks of January until the 2026s start hitting the streets. A case, $35,000. Rolls of Silver Eagles right now, I've got them on a little mini sale because there's no sealed cases, so I feel like, $13.95. $13.95 for whatever rolls we get of U.S. Silver Eagles at 800-951-0592. Jason's just laughing.
I'm just looking. I can't believe that a silver dime is $4.50.
Yeah, and that's on sale.
On sale, a silver dime is now $4.50. The amount of silver that's in that little tiny coin is $4.50 worth of silver now. It's amazing. And from what some of these guys are prognosticating across the silver world, they're talking 3-digit silver and the upper 3-digit silver, like $200, $300, $400, $500. And they're saying soon. They're not saying, 2030. They're saying next year kind of stuff, 2027. So I guess $62.50 silver spot price is cheap, Joe. Apparently, this is like this is one of those. I wish I would have bought it back in 2025 as it started to run, because it looks like it's supposed to just keep running and keep running. And gold's been running for almost two years now. So silver just got on a little later is all.
Well, we always tell that story about silver being the little brother, right? Gold's big brother, responsible, right? The parents, hey, look out for your little brother, make sure you're home on time, and, all that stuff. And silver, sometimes he lags behind, sometimes he runs in front, he's a little wild child. Well, guess what? The wild child's caught back up, right? And listen, big brother, right? He's running like a marathon, right? He's running the marathon, right? He's chugging along. Silver, he's crazy. He's like, I'm not running a marathon, right? I'm coming up like I'm running the 100-yard dash. Jason, I think he's going to go right past it. I mean, we're already at 67 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold.
I know. It's hard to imagine that a roll of dimes is almost $55 bills. I mean, think about it. A roll of dimes is almost, if you really want to compare it to dollars, we're at $4.50 moving up. Pretty soon, a roll of dimes will be $250, and that's $55 bills in your roll of dimes. I mean, Joe, you were doing this in the mid 2000s. Did you sell silver eagles for less than $5? A whole 1 ounce silver eagle for less than $5 at one time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I guess that's not true. The cheapest I sold a roll of silver eagle.
How much single silver eagle?
Oh, a single one. Oh gosh, yes.
Because we're doing almost $5 silver dimes.
$6.
$6. So really close to where a dime is right now. A silver dime is selling today almost, and I know I've got lots of customers that said, I bought my silver eagles at $4 each, right? So I've got guys that come in and tell us, about the 90s and some of the early 2000s where silver was a little bit, lagging there, and then they bought in.
Early 2000s, I don't know about $4, maybe after 9/11 and all of that, absolutely. By 2003, you're talking about $120 for a roll of silver eagles, right? I'm telling you,
you need 2 rolls of silver eagles. Yeah, you need 2 rolls of silver eagles to get the roll of dimes. Isn't that amazing? 3.5. So that's 3.5 ounces of silver. You're talking 2 rolls of silver eagles back then. That's 40 ounces of silver.
Gosh,
is now 3.5 ounces of silver price today. That shows you, man. And then this isn't stopping. There's no reason for it. Joe just said that Jay Powell hinted at quantitative easing infinity.
Didn't hint. Literally said, we're going to start at $40 billion because we got to get ready for tax season, and then after that, we're going to see what the amount is going to be. But he essentially said, right now. I don't know. Now, how he came up with this math, I don't know. But Jay Powell said yesterday that technically the Fed should be buying a certain number of bonds anyway. I'll tell you what that number is, but it poses the question, then why the heck were you still doing quantitative tightening up till 10 days ago? We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592, gold $42.62, $20 gold pieces, $43.95, 10 or more, $43.75, silver $63.50. Yeah, wow. If you want to buy silver, U.S. government hallmark silver below spot, that'd be rolls of silver dimes at $225. Rolls of silver quarters at $4.50, and then rolls of silver half dollars are $455. By the way, that equates to $63.63 on the half dollars. So I guess you still got 13 cents to go before those will be below spot as well, because silver's now $63.58. one. Jason, it is incredible. So Jay Powell, here's the nonsense. Like I said, it was deep yesterday. The amount from these bankers, this is why, you know what, when I sit there, and I know Texas, man, it's been a tough week, right? It's hard to see the price fall like it, but welcome to crypto, right? We know that. We've seen Bitcoin do it, Ethereum do it. We're no different. We are going to change the script, though. This is part of what we're doing. Get rid, first of all, they're liars and they're crooks. Jay Powell, no, it was just the tariffs. If it wasn't for the tariffs, we'd be near 2%. Who gave you the right to devalue our money and our labor, really, by 2%? Who gave you that authority? And, of course, you don't even track inflation, right? You lie about what the number is. But who gives you that authority? I don't know who gave you. I didn't give you that authority. The generally dumb public, let me tell you, the communist school system makes sure you are uneducated about money. They go out of their way to make sure you don't understand. And now he says, well, we need to print money because, well, you know, it's just good economics. So you're telling me that you've been on quantitative tightening now for how long? Couple of years, right? Where they said, no, our balance sheet needs to be smaller. That's what they said. All of a sudden, yesterday, out of nowhere. Oh, well, you know, naturally, our balance sheet needs to grow.
Well.
Oh, it does? And guess what, Jason? You know what he said? You know, right now we probably should grow at least $20 billion a month.
Right. I mentioned it a few months ago, about 3 months ago, that the Fed's balance sheet got back to what I guess is considered like the normal level. Because after COVID, it was not at a normal level. This is why they've been, you know, quantitative tightening. But about 3 or 4 months ago, they actually got back to what I guess is considered their normal balance sheet levels, what they're happy with.
And who made up that number?
I have no idea.
Who decided that was the number?
I think it's like historical. I think it's just because the last 20, 30 years, I guess there's a level that they're happy with. Well, they hit that level.
Well, I'm glad they're happy.
I know they're happy.
What level we would be happy? 0.
Right. Well, they're happy because they can start printing. That's what that means. When they got back to their happy level, that means printing was on the menu. And look at it, right, Joe? And look at it.
All right. Gee, I don't know what just happened. Gold 42.75.
So I was trying to go 64.
Are we going to go see? Are we going to see 64? We'll see. We're going to see it. Are we going to see it today or not? I don't know. 800-951-0592. Think about this. So you mean to tell me that did they just change their mind all of a sudden? Because up until the 1st of December, they were still selling $5 billion worth of bonds. I mean, why they left such a stupid amount, I don't know. But they had been doing this for months. And then yesterday, they announced $40 billion. But say, well, we should be doing $20 billion a month no matter what. So apparently Jay Powell now believes, and we have to understand, now the funny part was, well, why didn't you just do $20 billion then? Oh, well, we got to do more than that because tax season's coming. That was his answer. Because the banks would bounce checks to Uncle Sam if we did it, right? And then he says, hey, we still expect economic growth. So I guess $20 billion now is the new 0. And I wonder, Jason, do you think, I mean, according to that logic, if we actually went into recession, so the economy was shrinking, wouldn't that imply that the amount of quantitative easing should go down?
Well, it'd have to go up if they want to stop the recession.
Well, of course, you're right. It's going to actually go the other way. It's absolute nonsense. And guess what the mainstream media did? Right? Like a bunch of seals clapping. Moron. Hey, this is why we got the winners right here. You know what? I should be thanking Jay Powell. Thank you, Jay Powell. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. You have through today on the 20s. $32.95. 10 or more, $32.75. Silver Eagles. I'm going to just say this on Silver Eagles right now. If you call right now, $13.95. If you go out online to our online, you're going to see the price of $1,415.
I got $63.95.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right now. At $64, we're going to $14.15. Period. But if you want, you got I don't know, you could have all day. Obviously. But it costs what it cost. I told you, been telling you, we have the winners. And it's so expensive. Gold's so expensive. No. You just not hear the show. Do you not understand what I just said today? Here's what they said, and I told you this is what they were going to do. We're going to spend. And now we've decided we don't even have to call it quantitative easing because we're just saying that, well, we've printed so much debt. Now this is just fine. We should be doing $20 billion a month anyway. So let's make it 40. Okay, great. Thanks. How's that going to go? How's that going to work out? And then you think that Texit and Layer 2, which starts, in a month? Is it going to be the home run? Every business in the country is going to be trying to figure out how to save some money that they can't corrupt, right? Part of the allure of the digital currencies is exactly how much they have. And that's it. That's all they can make. This is the problem with the dollar. These guys they can spend any amount of money they want and then come out and give you a load of horse hockey about why it is that somehow, we had to do it. They're devaluing everything. And now look at this. Now they're lowering rates, and the bond market says, so what? The rates aren't going down. Half of people that list their homes now, Jason, take them off the market because there's nobody to buy them. Right?
Right. I mean,
there's no one to buy them.
Right. Nobody buy them. It's amazing. It's just you've been doing this longer than me, with Patriot, and I've been doing this for a while. It's just we knew that I think it's kind of like dying. You're going to die, but it's not surprising until you're actually dying, right? Right. We know silver and gold is going to keep doing this because we know that they're going to keep printing money. But it's still kind of, you sit back and look at it man, it's still surprising even though you knew it was going to happen, right?
Wow. 800-951-0592.